going to take the Pistons on the money line, Joe. They've outplayed New York this entire series. We go back to game one. They had every opportunity to win, but playoff inexperience hurt them in the fourth quarter. In game three, which was by far the best display for the Knicks, they lost by 2, and then they got screwed in game 4 with Tim Hardaway no call. So look at the Knicks. They've been effective on the road in this series, but I don't think the Pistons are going to come into this game overlooking them by any means. They're going to show up and try to get a big win at home and extend this series. And if it goes 7, even though it's going to be in New York, I think the Knicks are in slight trouble here. It's clear Jalen Brunson's injured. He's also undersized against a really physical Pistons defense. Cat's playing with his back to the hoop. That's not his style. That's not what works for him. He needs to shoot the basketball. He's passing up shots at times. That's something he just can't afford to do. I really think Detroit has nothing to lose in this spot, which makes them a really dangerous team. Cade Cunningham's got room to improve as well. He hasn't really been super effective from the field. If he gets just slightly better and the role players for Detroit continue to do what they're doing and the playoff inexperience doesn't hurt them, we're asking for a lot here, but I think that home court advantage and how Detroit has played in the series overall will be good enough to get a win here and force a game 7. This is a really hard one to predict because the Clippers have been the better team throughout the entire series. Nuggets coming off a great win, obviously. That was their best game so far. But the Clippers realistically have been better. So it's hard for me to lean towards Denver in this spot. I do think LA can force a game 7. But I do like a prop and betting on a guy that tends to always show up, and that's Nikola Jokic over 49.5 on his PRA. Coming off a game where he had a triple-double. Wasn't a great scoring night, but still continues to put together triple-doubles like it's his job. I was on the PRA in the last game. Really didn't work out for me there just because the scoring was down. He shot poorly. He didn't shoot enough. And really, Denver controlled the game the entire night. I don't think they had to press much and get the ball to him as much. And then Jamal Murray obviously took over. Star of the night, 43 points. But that hasn't been the case traditionally in the series. I think he's due for a little bit of regression. And I also think LA is not going to give him the chance to shoot 14 three-pointers either. So if that's the case, it should open up Jokic for some more scoring opportunities in the spot. Schematically, you can stop Murray. Jokic is a different beast, obviously. He's gone over this total in 3 of the 5 games in the series. He should be effective at the rim, have that better scoring night because, again, he was pretty inefficient last game. And also, the Clippers give up the most assists to center, so that helps when Murray does get his chances and other players from the perimeter. So I do like Jokic over 49.5. I'm not saying they win the game, but for them to be competitive, I do think he has to have the big night in this one. I like the Oilers 60-minute money line against the Kings. This series looked like it was going to be done after a couple games. The Oilers were outshot in game 1. They lost a nail-biter. Dominated in game 2, 6-2 loss there. And again, it looked like the defending Western Conference champions were going to have an early playoff exit. But you look at the past 3 games, we've seen just a completely different Edmonton team. They've won the shots on goal battle. They've been getting an insane amount of pucks on net to a point where just LA looks overwhelmed. They can't seem to handle it. This is an LA team that went 31-6-4 at home, and the Oilers smacked them in Game 5, one that I thought LA was going to come out after losing 2 straight and actually step up. Calvin Pickard has been statistically one of the worst goalies in the playoffs for Edmonton, but he's done just enough considering that the Oilers are getting so many shots on goal. They're in the slot. They're living in that area, and if they continue to do that, there's no reason the series isn't going to end tomorrow night. Now, with the series returning home, all the momentum on the side of Edmonton, just bad news for LA. I think they do. The Cardinals are a bad team on the road. Obviously, today doesn't necessarily support that. But heading into tonight's game, they were 13-17, 3-12 on the road. So obviously adding another win there. 4-12 on the road, still not great. But I do like them in this spot. Matthew Liberatore is going to be on the mound, and he's just been tremendous this season. 2-2, 3.19 ERA, whip under 1. He's allowing just 1 hit per inning right now, less than 1 hit. He's been really good and has allowed 1 home run and just 2 walks in 31 innings on the mound. That's the key stat to look at. If you don't walk batters and you don't give up home runs, you're going to be successful. It's hard not to win when a starting pitcher puts up numbers like that. And across the board, Andrew Abbott, he's going to pitch for Cincinnati. He's been solid. 3.6 ERA, whip right around 1 as well, but only has 15 innings on the mound. And when you look at who he's faced, the Pirates, the Orioles, and the Rockies, not great lineups there. Baltimore is 20th. Pittsburgh is 25th, and Colorado is last in Major League Baseball in runs scored. So I think Abbott's due for some regression here. The Reds' offense is much better statistically than St. Louis. They haven't necessarily shown it lately, but the Cardinals are a middle-of-the-road team when it comes to runs scored. They're 7th in OBP. Andrew Abbott's going to have some trouble here, and if Liberatore continues to do what he's done so far this season, I like the plus money here. I like the under of 7.5 here. The New York Mets have been one of the best teams in baseball with the Dodgers, but they've done it without a lot of offense. Don't get fooled by their 19-run slaughter of Washington on Monday. They don't hit, and a big reason for that so far, Juan Soto has struggled at the plate. He's walking, got a great OBP, but when he gets chances to swing, not really converting there. Mets are 14th in their team OBP. They would be 16th in runs scored, taking away that 19-run performance the other day, and 13th in home runs. These stats don't necessarily resemble where their record is. Love Kodai Senga on the mound, 3-1, 1.26 ERA, allowed 1 home run in just 28 innings. Zach Gallen is the wild card here, going to pitch for Arizona. He's been not great, but he's faced good offenses, and the Mets bats could be just what he needs to limit the runs here. I think this is a tight game. I think it's one that New York wins, but worst case, I'm thinking 5-2, and that would keep it under the total of 7.5.
I love it. Go get that exact in. Mets 5, Arizona 2, and let's have another series win at Citi Field for my Mets. Tanner, great stuff, man. Really appreciate you joining the show. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
Make sure you follow him on Twitter at TannerKern_. Check out his fantastic work over at DraftKings Sportsbook. And folks, with the NBA and Stanley Cup playoffs heating up, baseball's in full swing, and the Kentucky Derby is right around the corner, just a couple days away. So don't just watch, bet smarter with VSiN Pro. Time's running out to get full pro access through August 1st. Everything we do, just $59, saving you well over a third off the monthly price. Sign up now. That instant access will include a daily recap of best bets from all of our VSiN hosts.